Do you want to witness the fall of the ancient world? Subscribe now to see how empires crumble in dust. The story begins on the plains of Assyria. A blood-red moon rose over the camp in September. It was the year 331 BC, near the village of Gaugamela. The Macedonian king viewed the eclipse as a divine omen.
Men of Assyria, the hour is upon us. Yonder, the rising sun signals the doom of Persia.
The Persian Emperor waited nearby with a colossal army. He had chosen this battlefield with calculated precision. His engineers leveled the ground to optimize his cavalry. Deadly scythed chariots stood ready to mow down infantry. His forces numbered over 100,000 soldiers. They outnumbered the invaders by at least 2 to 1. The Young Conqueror approached from the banks of the Tigris. He commanded 40,000 hardened infantry veterans. 7,000 elite horsemen rode at his side.
His generals urged him to launch a night attack.
The king refused to steal his victory in darkness. Dawn broke over the dusty plain of Gaugamela. The Persian line stretched far beyond the Macedonian flanks. The Achaemenid ruler positioned himself in the center. He was guarded by the legendary apple-bearer spearmen. The satrap of Bactria commanded the powerful left wing.
Heavily-armored cataphracts prepared to crush the enemy right.
The satrap of Babylon held the Persian right flank. He deployed his troops in an echelon formation. He placed his phalanx in the center with long pikes.
A second line formed a defensive box against encirclement.
The veteran general took command of the vulnerable left.
The Young Conqueror led the Companion Cavalry on the right.
The battle opened with the roar of Persian chariots. They charged toward the Macedonian heavy infantry. Skilled skirmishers rained javelins upon the drivers. The phalanx opened its ranks with disciplined precision. Horses galloped harmlessly through the gaps in the line. The chariots were destroyed before causing significant damage. The Macedonian king then initiated a complex tactical maneuver. He rode parallel to the Persian line toward the right. He lured the enemy cavalry away from the center.
The satrap of Bactria shadowed this movement to prevent flanking. This lateral movement created a fatal weakness in the line. A gap opened between the Persian center and left wing.
The young conqueror instantly recognized the decisive moment. He wheeled his heavy cavalry inward with terrifying speed. His men formed a giant wedge aimed at the emperor. They struck the Persian center like a thunderbolt.
The long pikes of the phalanx pressed forward simultaneously.
The Achaemenid ruler saw death approaching his royal chariot. His personal guards fell beneath the Macedonian blades. Terror seized the ruler in that instant. He turned his chariot and flung the battlefield. His departure shattered the morale of the Persian center. However, the battle raged on the Macedonian left.
Hold the line!
The satrap of Babylon hammered the defensive line relentlessly.
Persian cavalry broke through to the rear camp. A rider brought desperate news to the king. He faced a choice between glory and saving his army. He abandoned the pursuit of the fleeing emperor. The king turned his cavalry to save his general. They crashed into the Persian right wing from behind. The fighting became a brutal melee in the dust.
The satrap of Babylon realized his master had retreated. The Persian resistance collapsed into a chaotic rout.
Thousands were cut down as they fled into the night. The victory at Gaugamela was total and absolute. The ancient Achaemenid Empire effectively died that day. He marched triumphantly into Babylon. He was now the undisputed master of Asia. The history of the world changed on that dusty plain.